Amedeo Modigliani was a highly gifted young Italian artist. He forged his own path and created an entirely new vision. The NGV's portrait of Manuel Humbert is a painting of a close friend of Modigliani. In looking at the work, we can see the assurance and confidence of Modigliani as an artist, the strong lines that are drawn from Modigliani's study of African sculpture. He did not align himself with any of the schools of art that were thriving in Paris at that time. He forged his own path and created an entirely new vision and married the Renaissance and the African traditions of art together to create a singular vision that had never been seen before in the history of art.
The painting had a very aged natural resin varnish on the surface that had basically reached the end of its useful life, and it had become very dull and cloudy. And that had the effect of masking the original colours as well as flattening the tonal range in the picture. Following the removal of the varnish, we decided that really the only way to restore balance and unity was to apply a new varnish. Retouching is a very interesting process, and it's quite dissimilar to the process of painting, because you're really suppressing your own ego or your own work, and it's really just about being true to the artist's work, knowing that paint layer as well as you can. And you know, I've spent more time with these paint layers than the artist probably did originally. And one of the real highlights has been able to get up close to Modigliani's brushwork, because it's truly extraordinary. He's only in his early 30s at the time, but he's already incredibly skilled and incredibly confident. And it's amazing for me to think that a lot of this painting appears to have been executed in one session. So you see a lot of wet paint worked into wet paint. You see brushstrokes blending randomly into one another. But one of the really unique things about Modigliani's technique as well is the way that he uses physical texture to create form and space in the picture. To me, it's a very, very playful paint layer. And to me, it speaks of a real sense of excitement and delight in the actual process of painting. And I think it's maybe that life that's in the paint that makes Modigliani so compelling as an artist. This is a much loved painting, and I'm really excited to be able to give it back to the public, but to give it back in a whole new light.
What Ray Collins' conservation treatment of this portrait of Manuel Humbert has brought back to us is the wonderful three-dimensionality of the painting. Now you can get a real sense of the room in which the painter Manuel Humbert is sitting, the wonderful grace note of his white collar beaming out at us, and the flesh tones have come back to his face. And also in the background a remarkable range of reds. It is a whole gamme maufré, nuances of red, vermilion, scarlet, you name it. There's nothing like a Modigliani. When you see a painting by him, you know immediately it's a Modigliani.